Good morning, everybody. I'm here and ready to do some more coding. And just a heads up on some things. Trying to listen to myself for a little bit here on delay. I've turned off the noise gates that I had configured in OBS, because I just realized as I was starting to render out some of the recordings I've done locally that it seems like it's really kicking in pretty hard and cutting off a lot of my mumbled words that I tend to do. So we're gonna try it without a we're going to try without a noise gate for right now, but I've kept the compressor on at least, so hopefully it will make my normally quiet voice a little bit louder for you guys. So we'll see how all of that works. I might have to tweak the compressor again a little bit too. Who knows? Who really knows, honestly? And you know, too, I keep looking at my mixer over there, and you know, they say that you're supposed to only put the volume up loud enough that your normal speaking voice will only stay in the green, maybe touch a little bit into the yellow, and I have it that way, but honestly I feel like I need to maybe turn that up even just a tiny bit, but we'll see. It's just funny that after all these years I'm still tweaking stuff, still trying to figure out how all these things work. Not an audio engineer, so there you go on that. It'd be great. It'd be great if I had an audio engineer that could just be like, here's all the settings that you need for your particular voice and how you particularly talk. So that would be fantastic. Honestly, if there was one good use for AI, it would be for the AI to be able to listen to, you know, my recordings and be able to offer suggestions on how to tweak my microphone settings so that I get more clarity and all that stuff. Because it feels like it's a solved problem, and I still haven't figured out how to solve the problem. Because I look at all these other you know, streamers out there, and everyone else sounds fantastic, and then I listen to my recorded videos, and I sound terrible compared to. And I've got like a good mic and everything too, so it's just who knows? The attack of the old mush mouth, I guess, is what's going on there. But anyway, so we were digging into some swing yesterday, and we got some more to do. We got our Hello World working on both Windows and Linux here, and launching from an executable and all that stuff, which is great. Fantastic. I mean, we're further along than I thought we'd be. Honestly, I thought I would have to dig into the innards of like raw VM and do a full compile that way. Not that I won't do that at some point, but it's nice to know that I can just I can use the tools that are shipping with the JVM to do you know, a decent enough job for things. So all that said, we need to switch from being a Hello World program to actually being a launcher. So that means putting some buttons on there and menu items probably to launch a to launch the Jetty server, and also to basically, what's the word I'm looking for? Launch the Jetty server, and then also have the war file there to deploy. So I definitely want, you know, when I build the version of the app, I definitely want a version of the WAR file to go in the package, you know, the install package, so that it's there as an asset, and I can work on the logistics of that. I'll have to work on the logistics of that a little bit. I'm not sure. Because the WAR file is in its own project. So the way I originally had this was in the POM file for Magenta Breeze here, I had a reference to the WAR file. I don't know if I still do or not. No, I don't. But it's not really, and I removed it because it's not really dependent on it. It's more like, I mean, it is and it isn't. It needs an artifact there. And I think let's take a little bit of time before I start popping back into the swing stuff, because honestly, there's not a whole lot that I need to do with the UI, I don't think. The swing UI. Although it will be interesting to see if I can get like a console window inside. Like if I could put kind of if I could print the log file out, because that's the other thing I'm going to set up. I'm going to set up the logging. But if I could print the log file out into the JFrame somewhere, so we have it, so you can see it. That would be swell as well. But first of all, I got to figure out, like I said, I want to spend a little bit of time figuring out some of the logistics here of how I'm going to get the WAR file over. So I'm wondering, is there so let's see, Maven, copy WAR file as artifacts. I don't know if that's copy folder for war generation. I guess it's more like Maven non-dependency. Retrieve. Optional dependencies. Maybe Maven's just the wrong tool to do it in. I mean, it's the build tool, but maybe it's just wrong for this. Let me see if I'm not sure what keywords to search for here. Let me see if I can garnish some keywords here. Let me see. Really? I mean, come on. I've been live for like 14 minutes and we're already getting hit with a freaking bot here. Jesus Christ, man. Freaking Twitch bot authors, get a freaking life, would you? Do us all a favor. Warts, bots. go. Okay. Took care of that. There we go. Spent half my time trying to find the cursor again. So what was I doing? Is there a way to copy the artifacts, generate the war artifacts generated by the 4 projects into this project via the Maven build. I think something happens here whenever you give it a question that like beforehand that it doesn't know how to do, it just kind of dies here on the volume. Let me see if I can do a new conversation. Dependency plugin. Option. Maven dependency plugin, huh? See, that gives me a clue, which is kind of what I was looking for. I was looking for like a little bit of a clue. So the Maven dependency plugin is not the same one that's built in, right? Maybe it is. Copying more advanced use cases. Copying specific artifacts. Combine dependency copy to a lifecycle. Configure the plugin. Specify the artifacts you want to copy. Okay. So copy, package, goal copy. Overwrite. Project build directory. Output directory wars. If executing Maven package, the artifact is copied to the given alternate location. The current artifacts are resolved from the following sources in order: the current reactor, the local repository, the configured remote repositories. Cannot be resolved, then the build will fail. I mean, that works for when you do a Maven install. But out on GitHub, it's probably not going to work right. I think there was something else with the GitHub action as well, where you can pull it from but I think that pulls it from a repository. which I guess would make sense. Like I could pull the latest from the latest build from the war repository when I build when I run the GitHub action to build the stuff. So, so that's fine. I guess I'll put that as a release. How would I get the latest war file? The latest war file release, I would have to get from something. Yeah, I'd have to figure that, because I could make it where the launcher detects that there's no war file and it goes and downloads it, which sounds like something I would need anyway at some point if to do updates. Although it would kind of suck for the person downloading, because then they'd have to download again, but it would be an automatic download. Let me think. I mean, that would probably be the thing that made the most sense. Say if there's no war file present, then go out and find one. Although that's not necessarily that there's no war file present. There has to be some file outside of the war, maybe. Because because what'll happen is you put the war file in the web apps folder, and as soon as Jetty detects it, it'll